Well, it's welcome to James Wilton, Deputy Head at Repton, as part of our senior school presentation evening talks. James, what is it parents need to be thinking about when they go to look at senior schools?
Well, I think when you're looking at the senior school for your child, that's very much their next step on an educational journey, isn't it? And I think that really for us, the thing we'd encourage people to consider is what is your child's passion now? So what is the thing that makes, their day-to-day school life most exciting for them? But I think as well as that, choosing a school which is going to nurture that and take it even further and let them really explore it, it's also very important to think, is there also enough diversity of opportunity? Is that school sort of rounded enough and broad in its offering that's going to let them find new passions as well and discover more about themselves the longer they go through their school? Because that's where you're going to find that by the end of that school journey and they're ready for the next steps in life, they've got that kind of rounded personality that you'd really hope for in your child, I think.
And in terms of the sort of boarding versus day, what should they be thinking about in terms of those elements?
Excellent question. So we offer both. So 30% of our students are day students from the local community, and 70% are full boarders. And I think that the way we see it is that the full boarding element that we really emphasise is the sort of full fat version of that rich school experience. You've got really 24/7 access to your teachers and those amazing opportunities and facilities that our kind of schools hope to deliver. So I think by going boarding, you are definitely maximising the access and making the absolute best use of your students' days. I think with regard to the day offering, I think that what we see as our responsibility is to make sure that the day pupils feel that they're getting as close to that as they possibly can. I mean, we used to finish at 9 p.m. We've made it a little more flexible now, but definitely we seek to make that day experience both full of all of those opportunities, but also use some of that flexibility in the timings of things that boarding school offers to let the kids sort of tailor their experience each day as much as they possibly can.
So why is it that parents choose Repton?
Excellent question. So I think our parents tell us that the things they like most about Repton, or perhaps the thing, if you like, is really that balance that we're able to offer between many different things that the students are interested in. And I think we're uniquely set up to deliver on that. I think that being 630 pupils instead of 800, 900, 1,000 pupils helps with that a lot. It allows us to be in that sweet spot, a big enough school to really achieve big things, but also a small enough school to know every individual really, really well. But I think that's something that many smaller schools would say. We really emphasise it by making all of our teaching staff resident on site, which means that we are there for those pupils a lot more than many schools would be able to offer, and that allows them to go further and faster. And I guess the final thing is the way that our house system works, the way our boarding houses work. They're particularly integrated places. The day pupils and the boarders are in the same space. The day pupils have rooms in the boarding houses just like the boarders do. But we have also all year groups in every boarding house, year 9 up to year 13. That makes a very big difference. You have that kind of family sort of dynamic in the house because of the youngest to oldest thing that we have going there. But also we make sure that those houses feel as much like homes as possible by having in-house dining. So instead of having a canteen in the centre of our school, every house has its own chef and its own dining hall, and the children in that house eat together with staff, with visiting guests, and get used to that kind of, again, family style experience in their day, which familiarises and relaxes the atmosphere around the school in a really profound way that makes them more confident in taking the opportunities that are on offer each day.
James, thank you so much for sharing your thoughts on Repton.
Pleasure.